Good evening and greetings of peace. Welcome to the 4 Phases of Woman Online Retreat, held for the first time in Johor Bahru. My name is Diana, and this is my co-host, Michelle, and we will be with you during this 2.5-day journey.
Yes, a journey of awakening our original powers while learning about the different faces that each woman wears.
This lovely journey is going to end with a beautiful tribute to all wonderful women because you have made it thus far with all your struggles and success. And we would like to treat you with a special celebration on Sunday, the last day of our retreat. So we hope you stay tuned with us until the very end.
Diana, I always see every woman as a rubber band. We are stretched, twisted, pulled. Some are subjected to all sorts of stresses. Trying to fit in where we clearly don't belong. Well, I feel I'm different. I feel I'm unique, and I just want to be me. Sound familiar? So the question is, who am I? Yet when the rubber band is left alone, it goes back to its original state. How resilient a woman is. Thank you for being who you are.
Yes, that's true, Michelle. It clearly depicts our resilient power. For this, we would like to thank each and every one of you.
You too, Diana.
Thanks, Michelle. Well, ladies, for everyone's benefit, we humbly request for your videos to be turned on and your audios muted. And please rename yourself as name stroke state to help us to relate better with you. If you have any question, concern, or request, to communicate with us using this chat box.
We wish you a powerful and enjoyable retreat. Without further ado, let's begin with a welcome address from the President of Brahma KUMARIS, Johor, Brother Jyoti.
Brother, please, can you turn on your micro? Thank you.
Yeah. Om Shanti and greetings of peace from the Brahma Kumaris. I'm very happy that so many of you are participating in today's program. So this is an organization there are mainly women. It's only a handful of us who are males who are like the backbone, but the rest is all women. It's the first women's organization in the world, I think. So God gave the task of world transformation in the hands of women. So all of you must be very proud. So actually all souls are unisexed, meaning that 2 lives we take male forms and 2 lives we take female forms. And we used to be perfect, but having taken birth and rebirth, we have degenerated to the state that we are today. We see disparity between man and woman. Actually, they are equals. So the aim of this program is actually to restore that equality that used to exist. If a family is to thrive, then there cannot be inferiority or superiority. It has to be a balance. Only when that spirituality is awakened in us, that this balance can come about, and a perfect society, a perfect world can come about. So I'm very happy for all of you who have taken this opportunity to delve into what we have to offer. And I'm sure this 2.5 days will reveal a lot for you and help you to realize your perfect self. Om Shanti.
Thank you, Brother Jyoti, for those inspiring words. On the same note, we will have Sister Dimple, our main coordinator of this program, to describe briefly the inspiration behind this unique workshop. Sister Dimple, please.
Greetings of peace, everyone. Thank you, Brother Jyoti, and thank you to you, beautiful MCs. Hi, I'm Dimple, your coordinator and one of your facilitators for this retreat. It is indeed my greatest honor to be at your service. Ladies, I feel so blessed to be able to walk this journey of my life with you, wonderful and strong women. All of us actually have a spiritual alarm clock, which is actually inbuilt in us naturally. My spiritual alarm clock triggered when I was actually in the midst of my divorce, coming from a very strong belief that divorce cannot really happen to me. Specifically, no matter what happens, I believe that I got to make this work for the sake of my son, for the sake of my son, for the sake of my child. I went through a total change in my core system and whatever I believed in. And at that time, it felt as though the roots got pulled out from the ground. And somehow I could not come to terms with that and became extremely sensitive. This was Diwali time in November 2015, around there. So if anyone would talk about it, it would just shed tears rolling down my cheeks. And I would often ask myself this question: where did I actually go wrong? What could I have done differently? So these were the things that really bothered me. And that is when I came across this organization. So coming to the beginning of the 4 Faces of Woman, that is what the title of this program is, isn't it? 4 Faces of Woman. I heard a lot about this program from many people. And a very strange name indeed, isn't it? Aren't you curious? 4 faces? Do women actually have 4 faces? It's faces, F-A-C-E-S, not P-H-A-S-E-S. I thought it was phases, but no, they told me it was 4 faces. And, I'm just so glad that you made this decision to be here, to walk this journey with us. So for me, 4 faces means a lot. And actually, it is inspired by a book titled The 4 Faces of Woman. This book is written by Caroline Ward, and shortly you will hear from her as well. So it all began in 1993, when Caroline actually had a vision about women, and the Women of Spirit was born. In 1995, Caroline was part of the KUMARIS World Spiritual University delegation to the 4th UN World Conference on Women in Beijing. In this conference, there were 350 women leaders from about 42 countries, even Malaysia. They all came together for a week. So when it came to KL, actually, it came in 2017, but for some reason I missed it, and curiosity grew, and it came again in 2019. And I told myself that this time I'm not going to miss it, no matter what. So it was truly a blessing in disguise, I must say. It was a calling for me to do something, because I really felt that I wanted to do something for women and for our true selves, because we women are authentic, beautiful, powerful, loving, tolerant, compassionate, generous, gentle, and strong leaders of our world. The list will go on, but women are special indeed. So basically, the 4 faces of women is a soul's journey through life from being her true self. So I'll just run through the 4 faces for you. Her true self, the beginning, or we say even the essence, or the original form, which is the eternal face. But soon she conforms then to the expectations of society, and she loses the truth within her due to fear and insecurity. And so now she wears a mask of the traditional face. As she moves along, some women are quite comfortable with their traditional face and it's no problem at all. But however, some of them, they are very uncomfortable with this conformity and makes them feel trapped. Such a woman actually fights for her freedom. And then she wears the face of the modern face. She tries to reform the system. She tries to change the system. And this fight is actually born from the anger that is within her that was first started in the traditional phase. And so she's unable to get her true freedom and independence she seeks. Of course, this is the beginning, but because she has this dilemma, she keeps falling back, and now she's tired. She's very tired of fighting and the never-ending cycle of conforming and reforming. So in her despair, what she does is just lets go, because that's the only choice she has at that time. When she does that, in those moments of peace, she taps into her inner self, her true self, Shakti face. And that's where she gets the key to reclaim her true self. She then uses the powers that are already within her to transform her life. And during this workshop, you will discover that there are actually 8 types of inner powers that will work for you to reach your enlightened, your Shakti form, only waiting for you to trust yourself and experiment to observe. So on the drive back from KL, after attending the 4 Faces workshop, I felt inspired to bring this program. I said, I must bring this program back to Johor, believing that every woman must attend this workshop at least once in her lifetime, because it is our journey, your journey, which is every woman's journey. Only the situations and circumstances for all may vary. So this is an experiment. Let us begin our journey together and discover. So with this, we would like to hear from the author of this, creator of this program, Caroline Ward herself. And she is going to tell you her short story of how the 4 faces, what is the story of the 4 faces, which I just read to you just now. In her way, we hear Sister Caroline Ward, and after which it will be followed by a short video of Sister Shivani. So no one is responsible for how you feel. That's the message of Sister Shivani. So let's hear from Sister Caroline Ward first. Over to you.
Your eyes, if you like, and just let the story, see if it speaks to you, if it speaks to some part of you. Let's see. Okay. So, chapter 1, the eternal face. What we once were still are, and will become again. Who we are at essence, our natural firstborn innocence and strength lives eternally. It is authentic and it is real. There was a beautiful little girl. Her spirit shone like the multiple rays of the sun. Everyone delighted in her company. She was natural, free, the embodiment of joy itself. She trusted everyone, and that trust was returned. When people met her, they could not help but smile spontaneously. She had the power to transform even the saddest of souls. This little girl's freedom was the freedom of innocence. She seemed somehow fearless and very happily lived that way. She had no awareness of danger, no concept of what it meant to stay safe. Hers was a totally joyous life. She was free. She was powerful. She was innocence. Chapter 2, the traditional face. Before too long, the adults who journeyed with her in life began to fear for the little girl's safety. And so they began to put up fences, invisible boundaries to keep the malicious ones at bay. They created rules and guidelines to keep her in and others out. They were determined to look after this precious gift of free spirit that had been entrusted to them. And the innocent one grew. And where she had once delighted in the sweet chasing of a gentle breeze in an open field, or the precarious climbing up a gnarled and wise old tree of the forest, now she could no longer do as her spirit wished. The rules said that there were dark and unknown creatures of the forest, and the field was too open, leaving her too vulnerable and alone. She began to shrink in her being, and she grew. And the list of rules grew. But now, not all the rules were spoken or written. Sometimes there were things the innocent one just knew. The traditions became law, and the law was not to be broken. Soon everyone forgot the reason for the rules, but only remembered the rules themselves. With good intention, they were stifling enough. Without good intention, the rules became like a noose to strangle. Now she was limited. She was bound. She was imprisoned. Chapter 3, the modern face. The rules protected her from what was outside the rules. Now she could not help but remember the freedom, the long ago experience of unfettered delight. For this now not so innocent one, there was great sorrow. She rebelled. She mustered her courage and held her vision of freedom. Alone or together with others, she created revolutions. She took up causes and crusades and desperately fought to regain her half-remembered freedom. But the struggle became the prison itself. This she did not see. For the first time in such a long time, she felt relief. At least she didn't have to follow those senseless rules anymore. Indeed, she began to make up rules herself. New rules, modern rules, rules that kept the past out, rules that denied the old traditions, boundaries of separation and distaste. She erected walls of hatred and thought she was free. And she was not. She had created a revolution, revolving back to where she had begun. She had built her own prison. But she was blind to the bars that she had welded. She was tired and she was lost. Chapter 4, the face of the Shakti. And when she was a very, very tired woman, when she couldn't be any more lost than she was, any more desperate or hopeless, it was then that she was truly ready. Only then did her ego allow her to listen to the quiet voice of innocence and to feel in the stillness the power of that innocence. At the point when all seemed completely without purpose, purpose was revealed. She began to let go of her bitterness. She began to seek light instead of resigning to the darkness of blame. And the not so innocent one rose tentatively from her shadow. She reached out beyond anything she consciously knew and began to ask her questions. Who am I? Who is God? What is the meaning of my life? And so she awakened and began the journey back to herself and to God. She discovered that her greatest strength now was her ability to see her different faces as they emerged, to see without judgment, to see with compassion and with detachment. And with these newfound powers, step by step, she re-encountered the divine within herself. She recognized that same divinity in those around her. She finally understood that her capacity to surrender was not meant for human beings, but for her to yield to the light, to wrap herself in the universal divinity that goes by many names and needs no name. To remember the time, her part and her wisdom, and offer it to humanity's new renewal. It was the time of the great turning, and she began to remember that she and many others like her are always called at this time to hold the beauty and power of the divine feminine here on earth, to bring the energy of the immortal one to reawaken the hearts of humanity. It was her time, and the time is now.
They hurt me. She irritated me. He upset me. I'm happy because of them. Every time we use these words, we were saying that what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling is because of someone outside. It's because of people or it's because of situations. A very, very deep belief system which said my emotions are a result of what people and situations are outside. And if we check, we've lived almost all our life thinking that who we are inside is a result of what's going on outside in the world. And each time we did that, we believed that energy was flowing from outside to inside. Take this moment to check. Who creates your thoughts? Irrespective of situations, who creates your thoughts? Someone can be rude to you. Someone can be abusive to you. Someone can cheat you. Someone can betray you. But that's everything outside. Crisis is outside. Chaos is outside. Betrayal is outside. It's not right, but it's outside. But what you think about it, is it being created by the situation? Is it being created by the other person? The other person only creates their words. They only create their behavior. Who creates your thoughts? Who creates your thoughts? Just shift and focus on yourself and just bring any scene that happened today where you created here but blamed outside. And then bring the same scene back and create a new recording. They spoke badly. They abused me. They cheated me. I created the hurt. The hurt was in what I was thinking about them. The hurt in what I was saying to myself about them. But that what I was saying inside was my creation. It is my creation. I create my every thought. I create my every feeling. I create my emotions. Let's stop living the life of a victim, blaming the world for how we feel, because that's the easiest way to not be happy. That's the easiest way to live in pain, blaming the world and being the victim. Become the master. The world may not be nice. People may not be perfect, but you are the creator of your thought, and now you have the choice. Take personal responsibility. Crisis outside, calm inside. Abusive language outside, loveful conversation inside. Chaos outside, peace inside is a possibility only if you take responsibility.
Hi, good evening to all of you. It's great pleasure that we're all going to be meeting soon. My name is Shanti and I am basically from India and living in Singapore with my family for more than 30 years plus. And I am a science graduate and I also hold a diploma in accountancy. I was working for some time in Singapore and after that I am a homemaker now and I practice KUMARIS Raj Yoga meditation for about 22 years and I have been teaching also the same for 22 years to many, and it's my great pleasure to share this knowledge that I use every day in my practical life with all of you. So see you all soon. Om Shanti.
Hi everyone, greetings of peace. My name is Amuda. I'm married with a very inquisitive teenage daughter. I'm a teacher, a school teacher. I love being with my students too. I feel very happy doing whatever that I'm doing right now. I came to the Burma Kumaris in the 1990s, and ever since life, there was no turning back because of the discoveries I make every day. There's so many things that I learn and that I can use in my life. This particular workshop, I think, is something so unique because it teaches you about empowerment. It teaches you about our own discovery as a woman, our grandmothers, our mothers. You know, despite all the challenges they had at that time, they were empowered and they could manage to run their families. And like that, I think, you know, every woman in the world today, we have in that instincts within us, you know, this power within us somehow guides us towards the truth. And this workshop is going to make us realize there are more things that's going to help me in making my life as a woman, as a mother, as a daughter, as a sister, whatever my role may be, a very worthwhile one. So I'm waiting, I'm very eager to meet all of you. So let's have a wonderful journey together. Om Shanti.
Hi, I'm Premawati. People call me Prema. I'm a retired lecturer by profession. I have a master's degree in English as a second language and a BA honors degree both from University of Malaya. I also have a postgraduate diploma in applied linguistics from Regional Language Center or RALC Singapore. I did my Raja Yoga course about 20 years back, and I gave a training course for all BK teachers in 2005 on living values. About 50 teachers attended, BK teachers attended the course. In 2018, I was lucky enough to attend Carolyn Ward's Four Faces of Women, and I took a lot of benefit from it, right? And it's so relevant and so useful for all of us.
Hi, I'm Dimple. I'm a teacher by profession, teaching children English and maths from the ages of 4 to 15. I'm an IT graduate and a single mother. I'm a student of Raja Yoga meditation since December 2015, only about 6 years now, and I still feel I'm at its infancy stage. So much more to learn. Raja Yoga meditation for me has been like the biggest gift of my life, and it is here that I truly have discovered myself and learned to handle any situations in life with a smile. It is an honor to be the coordinator of this program, Four Faces, and bring it for you all. You have heard from me before and will be hearing from me along the way. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. I think there's one more facilitator's video that was not played. The tech team, I think Sister Rosa, who's with us here, would it be possible to play her video now?
Hello everyone, welcome to the Four Faces of Women retreat. My name is Rosa, and I'm very honored to be invited by Brother Jyoti to be one of the 5 facilitators of this workshop and retreat. I retired from civil service 15 years ago, very successful in my career, and since then have been actually a tutor in the university for a short while. And after that, dedicated my life to teach Raja Yoga knowledge and meditation to men and women, helping them to face their challenges. So the Four Faces of Women retreat really is helping the woman to recognize themselves, to discover who they really are, and be able to set a purpose in their life to face that challenge if there's any. So this is really an exciting journey for all women. I was on it myself, and I'm very sure you will also find it just as interesting, exciting, and getting real to be your own true self. I will see you again later in the retreat.
Indeed, it was so nice. It's so nice to be one of your facilitators. And all the 5 facilitators are here, but not all of them are here today because some of them, their role only starts tomorrow on day 2 and day 3. So you can see Sister Amuda, Sister Rosa, all the way from Singapore with us, Sister Prema, and all of them. So what is the 4 faces of woman? What does it mean for you? My question is, why do you want to attend this workshop? What is it you want to take back from here? What is it you want to learn? So you've heard a lot from us. And now what I'll do is I'll share a PowerPoint file to actually tell you what is the aim and atmosphere, I'll put it, of this program. But more important is you. Okay, so I'll just share this file and you take a look at it first before we make it a session that is supposed to be for you, actually. So what is our aim? Why are we doing this? We want to help women grow spiritually, to rediscover their true worth, their value, their potential, and reconnecting with their inner self, actually, nurturing and constructive and peaceful environment. We want to create a peaceful environment. There's a lot of things going on around in our environment today. So what do we do? Now, the 4 faces of woman, this is our goal, to awaken your original power. Now, we women are special because we actually have powers within ourselves. And we have the ability to transform to our eternal self. What is your eternal self? Your true self. The first phase of the 4 phases is the eternal self. And to know more about now this 4 faces of woman, as I mentioned earlier, and you did see a video as well, Caroline Ward, she's the author of the book. And this book is actually a powerful guide to create the awareness. And if you've ever asked the question, who am I? You've heard this question before by our MCs, by Sister Caroline Ward herself in her video. What does this all mean to me? What does this life mean to me? Why are things happening to me? Is it meant to be this way? So you can find your answers in this book, okay? And these facts are actually the ones, these faces, you know, you have 4 faces, as they say, 4 faces of women. They're actually something that you wear, like a mask. You put on a face. So what is your true face? And how do we reclaim our energy? So these are the faces that gives you strength. Okay, and we want to be empowered, right? So this is a summary of all the faces for you again, starting with the eternal, which is her true self, the beginning, and it is innocence. And then she moves into the traditional, where there are rules which are meant to protect us, but she becomes limited, bound, and feels imprisoned. And when she rebels or fights back, she goes into the modern phase where she was blind and she became lost, even more entangled than when she was in the traditional phase. So here is where the struggle is. And now what is her journey back to Shakti? Shakti is the equivalent of the eternal phase. Here she has the power. She's now experienced. She wants to reclaim her true self, same as the eternal phase. She wants to be filled with joy, happiness, and peace. Don't we all want that? We all want happiness and peace, isn't it? Looking at the current times, COVID, I don't think anyone was happy during these times. Now, what do you look at it as? Is it a trial time, a trying time? But indirectly, it can be a boon. It can be a blessing. How? Now, the 4 faces of woman, it is actually a journey of a woman. All the 4 faces belong to this, to you, to me, to every woman out there. So what I have done, what we have done for you is we have given you a book, a PDF copy has been sent to you, I believe. I hope you have printed it out. Okay, this is a booklet. In this booklet, actually, is a complete, you can write down notes on pieces of paper along the way as you go on listening. You see, till you don't write down, if you're only going to be listening to us, it's not going to work for you. So to really, really make this work for you, you got to get practical. You got to write it down. You got to note it down. What is it you really want from us? How can we help you? Help us to help you. So this PDF copy has been sent to you, you can print it out yourself in a booklet format. Okay, it has been set. The setting is there. Just choose booklet. And if you print it on 2 sides of the paper, it'll only take about 7 sheets. So the program flow, the first page of it, I can run through the book. I have a copy of it on the PDF. I can show it to you after this slide to roughly go through it. So it has the PDF, it has a, the 3-day program of this whole retreat for you. Day 1, day 2, day 3, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. What are you going to learn? What are you going to know about? What are you going to discover about yourself? The beginning, to reflect and note down. What are your aims and expectations? We are going to do this now shortly after this. What do you want? What do you want to achieve from this workshop? Reflection of each phase. The 8 powers of Shakti. How are we to discover our own powers that are hidden inside us? So use this booklet all throughout the workshop as your guide, as a place where you note down. Many a times the facilitators will be addressing to the book that you can take down the questions from here. So use this booklet. Now I can also share the skim through of this booklet with you. Hold on. Okay, if you take a look, can you all see the booklet? Yeah, you can just nod your head or you can type in the message box below. Now this is the book which has got your program flow for you for the 3 days. It's got a little history of Caroline Watt, what we just shared. Now, question before the journey, what are the 4 phases? We have already introduced the 4 phases to you, Sister Caroline Ward, in her video. I have gone through it verbally, audio, and also shown you a visual. So by now you should roughly know what are the 4 phases. Why women? Don't men have these phases as well? Don't men also have these phases? Yes, they do. But we women are more special, isn't it? Aren't we special? We are not as simple as, I will say, men. You tell them to buy, a bag of grains. They go to the shop, they buy a bag of grains and they come out. But women are not like that. We like to see, we like to touch, we like to feel. We like to understand things better. We like to expand, we like to experiment. Feeling is very important to us. So in this page, the beginning, your aim and expectations. Now here, I want you to think, and this is the page I'm going to stop at today. You can go through the entire book yourself. So I'm going to stop sharing here. And this is the beginning, your aim and expectations. Now we're going to go into some reflecting time. We'll have some light music for you or a scenery. And I want you to think. I want you to reflect. If you have already got the booklet printed out, you can start writing. What is it you want from this workshop? 3 days retreat. Why am I spending my weekend here? Away from my family, away from the world, away from everyone else. What do I want to achieve from this? What is my aim? What is my expectation? Do I have an expectation? If you have got the booklet, you can note it down in your booklet. If you don't have the booklet yet, you can take it down on a piece of paper. Grab some paper, some pen, write it down. What is it that I want? Do I want to be happy? Do I want peace? Do I want a loving family? Am I being the instrument of change? What is it that I want from this workshop? Why am I here? Why am I taking this time off? Reflect. Think. Write it down. Hold your pens. And see your pen writing through and feeling as you write down. Write it down, because writing is the first step to achieving what you really want. They always say, write a diary. Put it down in pen and paper. Jot it down. What am I looking for? See yourself writing on the piece of paper in your journal. I want you to spend some time to go within, to go inside yourself, your true self. Who am I? Why am I here? What do I want out of this? Where is this life heading to? Is there something more? Is this world just full of pain, challenges, problems, running the rat race, going to work, coming back, cooking, only having time with my family, juggling between my family, my work? We are busy women. We women have multiple roles, so many roles. You're a mother, a wife, a daughter, somebody's child. Who are we? Reflect. What is it I want from this workshop? What does the 4 phases mean to me? What is my journey through the phases? Where am I? Am I happy? Am I truly peaceful? Am I full of joy? What is my original quality? What is it I want? Why am I here? Why am I spending this time away from my family in this virtual retreat? I know some of you women are from all around the world. Some of you are from India. Some of you are from all parts of Malaysia, not only from Johor Bahru. You can even rename your screen. You can put your name and you can put your place. Where are you from? So we can see you better. And allow me to connect to you. Switch on your cameras. Let us see you. You can see me. We would love to see your wonderful faces as well. We would like to connect with you. We would like to truly understand you. If you can switch on your cameras and connect with us and truly write it down. What is it you want? If you've already written it down and thought it over, you can share with us. You can type it in the chat below. Type it for us. What you have written down on the piece of paper, share with us. Type it on the chat screen. If you want to talk and share with us, you could actually raise your hand. Use your reaction button to raise your hand, and we can allow you to speak. I can see some of you have switched on your camera. I would love to see more of you. Thank you. I can see a couple of questions here. I can see a few of your aims and expectations here. How do I remain in my eternal authenticity every moment, using the transformative powers of Shakti? Wow, Amita, you truly are connecting with us, I can see. And this is what the retreat is all about. We hope that we will achieve this goal that you have with us. We hope that you will reach here. This is the ultimate goal, that this is where we all want to reach, isn't it? So tomorrow you'll hear, stay tuned, and tomorrow there's a lot of sharing from each and every face. And we hope to be able to give you this experience. Reena says she wants to be happy and peaceful in life with her family. Yes, family is very important to us, isn't it? Don't we want to be happy? We want to be happy. We want to be peaceful. What's my purpose on this journey? Wow. What is your purpose? Why are you here? That's a beautiful question to ask yourself. I want peace. I want happiness. And I want people around me to achieve peace and happiness. It's such a beautiful thought that only when you fill yourself up first, I like the way Kamala Devi says it, I want peace, I want happiness. It's what I want first. And then she would love to share it with others. As what they say, till we don't fill ourselves up, we can't share it with others. You know, sometimes we often say, I don't love myself, but I want to love everybody else. I love everybody. That's not possible, because if you do not have the love inside of you, you can't possibly love another. You can only give others what you have in you. Well, I would like to see more people putting down their aim and objectives. You could also put up your hand. We could ask you, this is a session for you to connect with us. This is a session for you to share. Vijaya shares, I want to be Shakti. Yes. What comes in your mind when you hear the word Shakti? Power. Shakti means powerful, isn't it? I want to know more about my Shakti phase, how to handle my life situations. Yes. Well, with harmony all around with my family, and to take better, correct decisions so that I don't have to regret later. Do we regret? Do we often make mistakes? You want to make better decisions, so we need better tools. And what more is it, the better way to know, to understand the inner true Shakti or the feeling within you? Maliga, Sister Maliga says, I'm a retired woman. I'm 61. Yes, welcome, sister. After my retirement, I feel lost. A lot of energy. You've come to the right place. Still on. How to be energy. Still life, and how to be more motivated to come success and benefit others. You know, we women are so special that we want to, every woman, I feel, the main objective, the main goal is she doesn't want to only confide in herself. She wants to share it with others. We have this, you know, motherly instincts. And a mother always wants to find ways to give because she is so giving. Humphrey says, I want to be happy. Yes. I want to be peaceful. I want to be self-empowered, self-love, detached, yet love unconditionally. Beautiful. So there's so much, so much, so much that we want from this life, but what are we willing to give? Sandhya says, Sandhya is from India. Welcome, Sandhya. I want to know my true self. Just myself. I want to bring joy and happiness all around me. So you are who you are. And I hope you all wonderful women are connecting and feeling the energy. I'm so happy to see some of you switch on your cameras and showing your lovely faces. Because every woman, she is beautiful. You are beautiful on the inside and outside. Thank you for switching on your cameras. I can see you all coming up. Michelle says, I want to discover my true self. Yes. What is our true self? Total peace of mind. happiness within me and good health. Yes, that's very important. Today's world, we want good health, don't we? Right? So it's so beautiful to see all your wonderful, wonderful aims and expectations. You can keep it coming, because after this, I'm going to pass it on to Sister Amuda now, who is going to take you on another journey, another facilitator to bring you on, to continue this journey. And this is what you're going to expect for the next 1-2 days. A lot of exciting stuff waiting for you. So, Sister Amuda, all yours.
Hello, Shanti. Wonderful ladies, sisters. Very quietly, I was just observing how everyone was paying attention, and you're listening so attentively to Sister Dimple. And I was just reading some of your sharings here. And there's something that I noted. I noted that all of us, I think most of us, we just wanted to experience peace, right? It's nothing material here, right? It's like peace and love, something that is within us, something that you can't really buy. And they're so spiritual. And it's interesting to see that so many of us, peace, we want happiness. And also, like what Sister Dimple said, not only I want to experience that peace and happiness, I would like others, those around me, to experience. I think this is one of the qualities of a woman. You know, the unconditional, someone mentioned unconditional love. So you don't just think about yourself, you also think about those around you. That is a motherly instinct, I think. Wonderful. I think, okay, Sister Kalpana also mentioned, yeah, again, peaceful mind in the current situation, you need courage. You're going to discover a lot of things in this tomorrow and on the third day. Really, the courage you're going to get, everything comes from within. You just don't have to go around looking for it. Really, it is really a wonderful discovery for all of us. Every time I listen to this workshop, I read about it, I learn more and more things. So I'm sure you will be also having the same experience. Now, what are we going to do now would be some time. We are going to look backwards. I know people say, you know, you move on, life goes on, yeah, you move on. But now, just for a little exercise that we're going to do, we're going to spend some time looking backwards, right? So I'm going to guide you with some questions. I'm going to share those questions with you. And when you see the questions, I want you to spend some time, think about it, and then jot it down. If you're not a person who likes to write, think about it. It's good if you can share with us at the end of that exercise that we're going to do. So I'm going to share a screen, and I would like to begin with the first question. I would like you to think about a time when you faced a situation that was so challenging for you. So think about the time when you're already an adult. You were an adult already at that time, and it was a situation and you were totally unprepared, and you are facing that situation and you were at lost. You just didn't know. But think about a time when you were facing such a situation. For some of us, it can be something very intense. For some of us, life had been good all this while. It was good. Nothing much, nothing serious happened. But it doesn't matter. Each of us, you know, our tolerance level varies. Think about a situation that you felt at that moment, it was like a challenge to you. Then, at that moment,
You have not found your solution. You are still in the situation. How did you manage your emotions at first when you're shopping? You just buy, sit and eat. Some of us have a buddy.
Sorry to interrupt, Sister Amuda. Your microphone keeps going on and off.
Can we try again now? Can you hear?
Yes, Sister.
Okay. Let me know if you can't hear me. How did you manage your emotional time? Think about it. What did you do? So that was one strategy that you practiced at that moment. No solutions yet, but this was how you were coping with that whole situation, looking for answers. So what was going on in your mind while facing that challenge? What was going on in your mind? Were you angry thoughts, upset? You were moody for some time? You wanted to be left alone? Don't bother me now? People were afraid to come and talk to you? People knew something was not right? So what was your emotion at that moment? On your mind at that moment? Why were you angry? Why were you upset? Betrayed by someone. And therefore you were angry, you were upset, you were disappointed. And you thought that everyone around you is going to betray you. And therefore you want to be left alone. You don't want anyone to come and talk to you. You don't want to talk to anyone. I can't trust anyone anymore. Was that the state of your mind at that time? And finally, after all the upheavals, the chaos, the storm, how did you manage to overcome the situation? What did you do? You had someone to come and give you advice on what to do? Or someone came and give you the resources? Now, come, I take this and take this fund and settle whatever situation that you're in. So how did you manage to overcome that situation? And throughout the whole process, were you extremely patient? This is something I would really like you all to think very deeply. At that moment, you have had certain energy within you. What was that energy? Something very positive within you that you did not give up. You didn't run away, hide from the situation. You didn't. Even though you were lost, you just didn't know what to do, but you stood and you faced that situation. So what was that energy within you that made you stayed on till the end, till you found the solution? Were you very patient? Were you so tolerant? You were so loving. This person did something and he betrayed you, and yet you kept on giving love. Someone mentioned about unconditional love. You kept on giving that love. Or did you cooperate with someone? This person was testing you. You didn't push him away, but you worked together with him. And therefore, together you found the solution. So how did you overcome that situation? Which part of you gave the best support for you to overcome that situation? I'm going to give you an example. Was it your wisdom, the knowledge that you had within you at that time, the information? Or was it your kind heart? You were so kind that you just allowed that the other person to change and just continued giving love. Or was it your mind? Even though you were confused, but you kept a very clear mind. And that clarity enabled you to make the right decision, to find the right person to give you that help. Some of us go around telling everyone, oh, this is my situation, this is my problem, I really don't know what to do. But some of us don't do that. We go to the right person. And we do that usually when the mind is clear. Or was it some kind of a past experience? You had this experience before. Perhaps your mother went through that experience. You had your best friend who had went through that experience, and therefore you knew you have that experience to how you knew how to face the situation. So which part of you gave the best support for you to overcome it? Once again, we are not talking about anything external. It's within. Something within you gave you the support to overcome that situation. And now, when you think about it, what does it feel like? Are you proud of yourself? Do you feel, no, I think I should have done something else? I spent quite some of money, to get this advice, to do something. Or you still feel that I still cannot forget it. I don't feel proud at all. How could I be so foolish to believe that person, to give in to that situation? So now, when you think about it, how do you feel? I would like to spend the time now for all of us to go somewhere, not anywhere outside. We're going to go somewhere within us, deep within us, and we're going to explore something together. But this is something very personal. It's going to be something that you have to really reflect. I've shown a scene here. This is one of my favorite scenes. But we can't be witnessing a scene like this all the time. And therefore, the best space, I would say, is always to go deep within. So put down your pens, keep your papers away. It's just going to be you and your mind and your heart. And as I'm saying these words, I would like you to listen to those words and reflect. I'm gradually, slowly becoming silent. My mind, my words are all silent. some thoughts keep coming, but I gently tell them to come back later. I have something very important to do now. This is my time to go within, deep into my space within. This is the space I go to when I wish to think about my life, my situation, my challenges. This is my sanctuary, my inner space, my safe place, a place that is so personal to me. I'm here today, all prepared to learn more about who I am. Something inspired me, triggered within me to seek the information that I feel will be useful in my journey. The wisdom within me is waiting to grow, to understand more about me, myself. And this workshop is preparing me for that journey. And I'm glad that I made it. Somehow I'm here. Now, I go back to the past 10 or maybe 20 years of my life as an adult. Some of us 10, 15, or some of us 20 years, 25 years down the road. I think of all the moments when I had success, when I experienced so much happiness, when I felt so confident, those moments when I felt empowered, I felt so good about myself. Perhaps there were many moments of success. Perhaps for some of us, not that many, but they were unforgettable. And then I remember those not so happy moments. They were not the success that I wished for. I remembered feeling disappointed. I felt that I failed. But I realize now that those moments were powerful too. You know why? Because I faced that moment. I faced my failure. And then I managed to move on. I continued with my journey, with my life. I remember smiling through my pain, looking forward for the next moment of success, for the next challenge that life is going to throw in front of me. And I felt I was empowered. I realize now that I have within me the energy, the power to face any situation, any moment. It can test me in every way it wants, but I will remain standing strongly, powerfully. I did it before. Why can't I do it now? My story is far from done. The best is yet to come. Om Shanti. I hope it was a silent journey, and yet it triggered some questions within you. Why? Because whatever experience, whatever thoughts that you had is going to be very handy for tomorrow and the third day's activities. So whenever we talk about certain situation, think about this particular situation that you thought about, because if you can think about that moment after 10 or 15 or 20 years, it must mean it was so meaningful to you that it remains unforgettable. So think about those moments. So think about those moments of success and failures. And then we are going to discover more after this. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. So thank you, sisters, for the interesting session. How you see so far for you, Michelle?
Yeah, it was very, very inspiring. Thank you, sisters, for the interesting sessions. So, how is it going for you, Diana?
It was quite reflective, Michelle. Made me think about my own struggles some time ago. It feels good to know that somehow I have managed it quite well.
Good to hear that, Diana. Ladies, I'm sure you have spent some time reflecting on your own little struggles and successes. Leave a pat on your back because it has been good so far. Let's have an early rest and hope to meet you tomorrow morning at 9. And do keep those powerful and inspiring thoughts with you. I'm curious to know more about the upcoming celebration for women. See you tomorrow.
Thank you. See you.
you.